So the Seahawks get the win against the 49ers, 13-3, moving them to 14-3 win-loss record this year, while the 49ers are now at 12-5. I think this was a really important match. Whoever finished top seed, I fancy going all the way to the Super Bowl and maybe even winning it. I'm going to break down what I think happened, why I think the Seahawks got the win, and why I think the 49ers struggled. But before I do me a massive favor and hit the subscribe button at the bottom of your screen there. Especially if you're a returning viewer, it means that you're watching my content, you like it, but you're not hitting subscribe. Why aren't you hitting subscribe? Just hit subscribe and help me get this great game popular in the UK, which is my goal. And now let's get on with the game analysis. So the first drive, Seattle got the ball. They had a really good drive using the ground a lot. There were so few economical sort of throws from Sam Darnold, and I think he used that throughout the whole game. He had a lot of completions, but not a great deal of yards considering how many throws he had. But they were really, really solid on the ground in this first drive and then throughout the whole game. They got to the red zone. They went for it on fourth down and missed. At the time, I thought that was a big mistake. I thought, go for the 3 points. You would, wouldn't you? Because I thought, well, it's a long game. It was a nice drive. You're playing quite well. You'll probably get a touchdown later. But they didn't. They went for it on fourth and they missed. And I thought, well, there you go. I was right. But the Niners have to start again right back at their goal line. They get a 3 and out and they're straight back with a touchdown from Charbonnet. So their tactic proved right. They rolled the dice. They thought, we'll go for it. If we can get the Niners out early, we got a short field and they scored anyway. So it was a good decision in the end. And then the Niners were 3 and out again in the very, very next set of downs. So they hadn't started very well at all. And the Niners were just really, really struggling to get their offense going. And although the Seahawks weren't exactly getting a load of points, they were getting their first downs very easily. Whereas by the end of the first quarter, the Niners hadn't hit one first down. And that was huge. And I think that played a role in the rest of the game because they were to and fro quite a lot. There was a field goal that made it 10-0 and then another field goal from the Niners to make it 10-3. And then eventually they went to 13-3 to the Seattle Seahawks. But by the fourth quarter, the Niners had only hit 5 first downs. And even at the end, they only hit 9 first downs, whereas the Seahawks hit 23 overall. So I think that's where the game was lost and won. There was a few single plays that I think made you think, oh, it's not their day. I'll give you an example. Darnold fumbles it on a snap. His foot gets caught by one of his offensive linemen. I can't remember which one, but he fumbles the ball. A Niners player was on it, but then didn't quite get on top of it. It gets recovered. And then in the one drive that the Niners had where it looked like the defense was starting to pop, the ball gets tipped on a throw. McCaffrey's right on the goal line, so the ball ends up just behind him. He tries to catch it, but it pops out of his hand and it's intercepted. So these little things that, kind of some of it is luck, were going the Seahawks' way, but I think they were making their own luck because they were playing so well. That interception really killed the game for the Niners. There were other little instances as well. For example, Walker had an unbelievable match, I thought. He scored 97 rushing yards. But there were times where he made critical rushing yards, right? He made really, really critical rushing yards where it was 3rd and 17. Later on in the game, it was 3rd and 17. Darnold had been sacked, so the field was all the way back. And he runs for 17 yards. There were blocks that were happening all over the place, but he ducks and dives and he gets the... And when that happens, when you're 3rd and 17, you think, okay, we're gonna get them out. Our offense is gonna get a chance to score another touchdown. And then a player does something like that. It just kills your entire momentum. And by the end of the game, not just the defense, but the offense for the Niners were exhausted. And they just had nothing in the end. And then the last drive from the Seahawks, they were just getting more and more first downs, slowly killing off the clocks. I think the Seahawks strangled them out of this game. Their defense strangled the Niners offense. They couldn't get anything popping and they didn't get the luck going their way either. Purdy didn't have the greatest of games. We had George Kittle with only 29 receiving yards. I got this game totally wrong. I had it 24-21 to the Niners. Now, the one thing I did get right, though, I said this game will be won on the ground. I said if Christian McCaffrey can get the running game going, then the Niners will win this game. Of course, the opposite happened. The Seahawks stopped the run, whereas the Niners defense just could not stop Walker and Charbonnet. And they basically had their way with them. They were getting first downs galore. I think their 3rd down completion, the Seahawks completed 6 out of 13, whereas the Niners completed 2 out of 9. So not only were they getting first downs, they were getting very important first downs. On 3rd down, like I said, the Walker run being a really, really good example of that. So fair play to the Seahawks. I got it wrong. My predictions have been useless recently, so please forgive me. I'm going to try better for these next set of games that's coming up in a few hours' time. I hope you guys enjoy them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please don't forget to hit subscribe. It will really help me out. And let's get this great game popular in the UK.